When you have your girls, you're never alone. You get together for coffee, maybe to work out, or just to laugh. We created Hey Girl just for you. Can't wait for you to join us.
Everybody, welcome back to Hey Girl. This is episode 22, and I'm your girl, Kim with an E, back for another episode. Hey, if you're joining us for the very first time, Hey Girl is a safe space where you can share your experiences and be affirmed. Let's face it, life can be complex and sometimes overwhelming, but we believe in the power of conversation because knowing you're not alone is what helps us get through. So, as you can see, Kim with an I is off today. So it's just you and me here again today. But that's all that matters. If you're here and I'm here, we're going to have a good time. So, listen, if you are here, let me know in the comments that you're here and let me know where you're tuning in from. Who is out there joining Hey Girl today? And listen, today, well, all this month, I should say, you know that our theme is taking care of business. So last week we had my girl, Kim Lewis, on talking about her business ventures. I know you all were so impressed by her as we were. But I'm curious to know how many of you out there have been wannabe entrepreneurs, or maybe you are currently an entrepreneur, have started your own business, or maybe at some time in the past you have made an effort to start your own business. Is there anybody out there who has ever tried to start your own business? Have you dared? Let me know in the comments. First of all, say hello. Let me know you're here. And then let me know if you have ever tried to start your own business and how did that go? Um, my producer Amanda is going to help me with the comments today because it's a little hard to keep track of everything when I'm on here by myself. So I'm counting on her help when she can. Let me know if I'm not seeing the comments, but let me know if you've ever tried. I will share when I was in high school. I actually tried to be an entrepreneur of sorts. Do you? How many of you out there love Little Debbie's? So my favorite was the oatmeal cream pies. Can I get a witness for the oatmeal cream pies? Now I don't eat them anymore because they're actually kind of gross, but I used to love them. And it was something about maybe second period when we were in high school, right around second period, everyone got a little hungry. And so I figured out that if I bought a box of Little Debbie's, there was like 12 in a box, and you could get a box for like $1 or something. I think they're a little closer to $2 nowadays, but you could get a back in the day when I was in high school, it was a while ago. They didn't cost very much for a box, and I could sell each of the individual oatmeal cream pies to my classmates during second period because everyone was about hungry by then for like a quarter each. And I made $1 and something profit off of each box. So I was quite proud of my little entrepreneurial venture in high school. And I made enough. Listen, by the end of second period, I had sold the whole box and I had $1 and some change in my pocket, enough to buy another box for the next day. And yeah, I always had some a little change in my pocket to get through high school and to be able to buy little things here and there. So that was my business venture for high school. So I don't know if anyone out there can relate. that was that was the extent of my business. I haven't done much since then in that area. But so this month it's all about taking care of business, and there are so many ways that this topic actually can be relevant, whether you are a business person or not. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today and in the weeks coming with the guests that we have in store. So I do want to give a shout out once again to Kim Lewis and her business that she mentioned when she was on the show last week. So be sure to check out Kim's Closet, which very, very nice things that she has on there. As she mentioned, it's pretty much like a boutique with just one of a kind clothing. As she said, you don't want to see yourself all around town, ladies. And so definitely check out the items that she has. She says she purchases a few at a time. So once they're gone, they're gone. And, so get them while they last, pretty much. So you definitely want to check that out. And I also want you to know that, as I mentioned, we have some great guests coming on in the next couple of weeks to talk to us about business and business related things that are relevant for the world of work, but also relevant to our daily lives. And so I want you to definitely mark your calendars and be sure that you are here to get to know these fabulous ladies. First of all, my bestie, Karen Frey, will be on next week. She is a project manager, and she's going to talk about team building, team leading. I know many of us in our jobs, and even if you're a student, have to at different times work with teams. And that can sometimes be a challenge. And so I'm excited to hear about some of the strategies that Karen is going to share with us next week. And then the following week, we have true power player and girl boss, Judy Saunders. She's an attorney, and she's done a lot of grassroots political activism. And I'm really excited for her to talk to us about taking care of both our personal and professional business. That's the last Saturday of this month. So make sure you are here to hear what she has to share with us. So, who is out there with me today? Amanda, do we have some comments? I am, for some reason, not able to see who is on. I think I see Karen. Do I see Karen and Amanda? I think I see my girl Kim. Hi, Lisa. I'm so glad to see you guys. I'm trying to, you know what my issue is, guys. I'm going to be very honest with you. I have horrible internet service, and Amanda's laughing because she thinks it's just super funny. It's really not funny, but I live in the country. I live in Tony, Alabama. I love living in the country for a lot of reasons, but internet is not one of those reasons. And so it's just horrible. I have poor Wi-Fi, and it seems like as soon as we go live, everything just kind of like goes away. I'm getting nothing on my computer right now. I'm lucky that I'm able to even talk to you right now. Like it's just there's nothing here.
You've got.
So
Can you hear me, Kim?
I can hear Amanda. Yes.
You've got Alva Johnson, Kim Jacobs, Amanda
Alma,
Gatewood, Lisa James,
hey,
Ray KF, Yen Andrews. Wait, more.
Karen and Yin. I'm so glad you guys are out there. I'm waving at you. I'm saying hello, and I'm sorry I'm not able to actually see your comments. It's just I'm flying blind here. So so that's what I have Amanda here for. She's helping me out. so keep me posted, Amanda, if anyone else is out there. And thank you guys for being here and tuning in.
You've got Avery
Avery,
and
hi
Rhonda.
Avery, and Rhonda.
And people are
Awesome.
telling you to get a Wi-Fi router.
Get a Wi-Fi router.
Yes.
Okay, I will make note of that. Yes, it's yeah. I don't know. I can't figure it out, and this is not the time. So thank you. Put your suggestions in the comments. And the crazy thing is, after the show, I see all your comments afterwards. They just come up just perfectly, and then I can like reply to you. And you're probably like, why is she saying hello now? But yeah, that's why. So anyway, guys, today I want to talk to you about, well, first of all, the last time that it was just the two of us, just me and you, each of you, we talk about gifts, remember? And so I asked each of you to think about the gifts that you were given, and I'm wanting to know now what have you done with the gifts that you've been given? Hopefully, you gave it some thought, and the question is, what have you done? Hopefully, you've done something because that was the message that I left you with, right? To do something. But now I want to throw out this question to you. what is it that you want to get from the something that you do with your gifts, right? What is it that you want to gain? And this month, because we're talking about business, I imagine that many of us are interested in the what we're gonna get for what we put in, right? And so the question that I've asked is, do you want to be rich? Perhaps you want to use the gifts that you have in order to gain wealth and live comfortably. Is that your goal? What is it? What do you all think? Is that your goal, to gain wealth and live comfortably? You can say yes or no in the comments. I've noticed that a lot of the talk about business is focused on gaining wealth and building wealth, but not as much is said about managing wealth. Now, we do hear about managing, but it's not so much the focus, right? Whether it's money, talent, or time, we are usually focused on getting more. Am I right? Just say amen in the comments. Let me know you know what I'm talking about. But the question that I have is, what do we do with the more once we get it? That's really the question. In Luke 12, verse 18, Jesus tells the story of a rich man whom he refers to as a fool. So that kind of, spoiler alert, that lets you know the story isn't going to end well, right? He says that the ground of a certain rich man yielded an abundant harvest. So the man thought to himself, what shall I do? I have no place to store my crops. Right away, I noticed that the man had what I would call first world problems. Nowhere to store his stuff. How many of us can relate to that? I think I'm coming close to home. I'm talking about my home. No place to store your stuff. Anyway, so he said, I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones. And there I will store my surplus grain. And I'll say to myself, you have plenty of grain laid up for many years. Take life easy, eat, drink, and be merry. But God said, you fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then you will get what you have prepared. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself? This is how it will be with whoever stores up things for themselves, but is not rich towards God. So here's the question for us today as we think about this topic of taking care of business. How many of us are acting like the rich fool? Let's face it, we live in the richest country in the world. When we talk about problems, we're talking about first world problems. My car broke down, the screen broke on my Peloton bike. Oh man, we got to have chicken for dinner again. Like these are problems. And you have to wonder what people think who have to walk barefoot, through desert sands and rocky terrain every day. For people who have to hunt, fish, or beg for their daily food, what these kinds of problems must sound like to them. And you have to wonder, are we as guilty as the rich fool? Have we reaped a plentiful harvest and now sit in our wealth with prideful satisfaction, wondering if we can move our husband's suits to the hall closet to make room for the dresses we found on sale at Macy's? Are we guilty of tearing down barns to build bigger barns, to make room for more stuff while people around us are dying and naked? I had to ask myself these questions over the past few weeks as I've been purging my closets and drawers, cleaning out the basement and garage from decades of clutter that have accumulated. Things we've collected and cloistered, certain that we needed them, but so many things we never even used. I found clothes with tags, books that we never read, paintings that we never hung, money not so well spent. We did not always take care of business. So today, I'm convicted to speak to us about avoiding the trap of the rich fool. It's the trap of the American dream, really. We've been conditioned to chase after wealth and prosperity to the detriment of everything else. We want to be rich. We are the me generation. I am the only person that matters, and getting what I want at any cost is what drives me. It's the pursuit of happiness. But I'm here to tell you that the world's logic isn't, it's always at odds with God's logic. The wisdom of God is foolishness to man, but it's also the key that unlocks true riches. So, do you want to be rich? I'm going to tell you how. First of all, let's look at the logic of the rich fool. Get rich, get more. Tear down and build more. Eat, drink, and party. Now let's look at God's logic. Be content. Philippians 4:10 verse 10 through 12 says, I have learned to be content in whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need. I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in every situation. And what is that secret? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Give to those in need. Proverbs 3:27 says, do not withhold good from those who deserve it when it's in your power to help them. And number 3, store up treasures in heaven. Matthew 6:19 is a very familiar verse. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth where moths and vermin destroy and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven where moths and vermin do not destroy and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And I think the emphasis truly in that is on the heart. The question is, where is your heart? Where is your priority? Obviously, God's logic is much different from the world's logic. So, how does it make us rich? Well, it's all about the end of the story. Notice the outcome of the rich man. Just as he was setting down with his glass of wine to enjoy his riches, his life came to an abrupt end. The lesson, of course, is that the riches of this world are temporary. So no amount of wealth building is actually very valuable considering that it's temporary. Ultimately, in order to be truly rich, you have to make the wise investment of storing your treasure where it counts. And that's in people, not in things, in relationships. Where is your heart? It's not to say that you don't enjoy nice things while you're here, but it is to say that you invest more in the relationships with your loved ones, in the people in your community, and those who are within your reach and ability to assist. At the end of the day, only what you do for Christ will last. When the material things of this world pass away, what remains is your character. So, how much are you investing in that? Taking care of business is about so much more than money. To be rich in love is to be rich indeed. So, that's the lesson today. I hope that it meant something to you. I can't see your comments. I don't know how many of you are still there, but
I can
I
tell
hope.
you, I can tell you. You got a comment from Kim Jacobs saying true richness isn't money for me. It's having meaningful relationships, friendships, and peace in all aspects of my life.
Oh, that's good. I
Alva,
agree.
Alva Johnson said philanthropy is her goal and leaving a legacy.
Good stuff. I agree. Yes. Amen to that. Thank you guys. I'm so glad you were here and I appreciate your feedback. I think that's so important. So I'm going to leave us with a couple of scriptures. The first one comes from Proverbs 3:14, and it says, "Wisdom is more profitable than silver, and her wages are better than gold. Wisdom is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. She offers you long life in her right hand and riches and honor in her left. She will guide you down delightful paths. All her ways are satisfying. Wisdom is a tree of life to those who embrace her. Happy are those who hold her tightly." And Psalm 37 says, "I was young and now I'm old, yet I have never seen the righteous forsaken or their children begging bread. They are always generous and lend freely. Their children will be a blessing. The righteous will inherit the land and dwell in it forever." Well, thank you for hanging with me today. Next week, I will be joined by my bestie, Karen Frey, who will be talking to us about working with teams, being a good team player. So I'm excited to have her join us, and I am excited to have all of you join us as well. So until next week, have a great life, and may the richness of God go with you. God bless.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. Be sure to come back next week as we welcome Karen Frey, Project Manager and Team Builder. Also joining us September 26th, a true power player, Attorney Judy Saunders will be here to help us handle our personal and professional business. Be sure to be here every Saturday in September.